I was at a bar and I met this girl, and she was receptive. We were talking. I was like, I think this is going really well. And basically said, like, let's get out of here. She's like, we can go to my place, but I have roommates. And I was like, oh, and I still have that Lower East Side place, which I sublet sometimes, but it wasn't been sublet then. So I was like, oh, we can go there. I have no roommates. It's going to be empty. Well, I'm definitely pretty drunk. I really have to piss as soon as I get in. So I walk in. The bathroom's right there on the right. Mm-hmm. So I go sit on the couch. I'm going to use a toilet. I have the longest piss of my life. And during which time, I had forgotten my brother was staying for the weekend. So I hear this commotion. I can't really tell exactly what's happening, but it's loud. And evidently what had happened is my brother, this girl's just sitting there on the couch waiting. My brother opens the door from the bedroom because he thinks he's been robbed. He's scared. And we'll talk about what I think about his actions in a second. But I was in the wrong here, so I wasn't really in any position. I had actually hung out with him like 6 hours prior. So I really should have known. I'd spent all day with him. I gave him the keys that day. Anyway.
Completely forgot.
He opens the door. First of all, he's completely naked.
Welcome to the On the Apps podcast, where we talk about dating and with comics that we think are really funny. My name is Robin Richardson. I'm an attorney in New York City. Used to be an OnlyFans creator, but no longer because of their APAC donations.
Yes, my name is Julian. I'm a stand-up comic in New York City, and this is...
Hi, I'm Liam. I also used to be an OnlyFans creator, but I'm boycotting. I think the APAC stuff, I think that's why I was getting no subscribers. Yeah. And that's why I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with this.
Well, it used to be that in the intro, I would introduce myself as an OnlyFans creator and an attorney in New York City. And now I'm only the one thing. So I'm boring. I'm boring now.
You're such a disappointment. You're just an attorney.
Just an attorney. I mean, well, there are so many attorneys in New York City. It's just, you throw a rock, you hit a lawyer. So.
Well, hopefully. Zing, that's my wife. How you doing?
Hello.
I do love you. Like, I found out the OnlyFans are up to some pretty shady stuff.
I just can't support it.
I just can't support it. I mean, you know what?
Imagine that's how you found out on her intro on the podcast. You have an OnlyFans?
This is ridiculous. Is that what you were filming with all the closer? I have to put that closer bit in.
Yeah.
So, Liam, you said you'd take us off? No, I'm kidding.
Wait, is that a sexual thing, or is that?
Yeah, we don't get each other off. We take each other off.
Take
That's
each other.
It's a new phrase we're catching.
That would be how I use the phrase. I'm so clueless and Catholic.
Did you take her off? What?
Yeah, no, blast off.
Liam, you are our second redheaded guest.
Are you serious?
And the last time we had a redhead on, I really put my foot in my mouth. It was bad. I exposed myself to be an accidental redheaded bigot.
Who was that with?
I learned that Australians have a term for redheads, ranger. Have you ever been called a ranger?
I'm gonna go. Are you serious? No, I never heard of this. Sorry.
Yeah,
I thought it was a universal one.
So Australia is they're a famously racist place. But so much so that they're even racist again, or they're even bigoted towards redheads. We don't have
enough black people to satisfy the racism we want to do.
Yeah,
so we had to start going inwards to other white people.
Yeah,
and that's us.
I didn't realize that it actually could be a real pain point for somebody. So
was it legit?
Yeah, he was
tense?
No, it wasn't tense. No, it wasn't tense. But I as an American, I just didn't really understand that you would just get teased in school for it, in a way that would be really he had people screaming at him ranger.
That is so funny.
He was a coxman in a
It was
in a
you during the
boat or
podcast,
something?
but yeah.
He's what?
It was during the podcast. Robin was screaming.
Ranger.
Okay, and that's short for orangutan, which is it's
really
genuinely a horrifying thing to call somebody.
Such an Australian slur.
So
it's very clever. I think we're very witty people. It's quite a poetic language, really.
Also, it even borderlines racist because you're still calling him a monkey. So it's very Australian of you guys.
Very Australian.
Thank you. Anyway, we have some negative qualities as well. Breakdancing for the most part. I don't know when this were, but it was shortly after our best breakdancer went.
Today we're in July right now, so it just happened.
Yeah, that's true. We just had the breakdancing. It's a super relevant joke that I haven't been telling all the time. I thought, you know how as a straight white comic, you do there's nothing you can really get offended by other people like stealing. It's like, it's not like they can't appropriate my culture. But I heard like Americans doing jokes about Australian breakdancing. I was like, that's my joke. You don't get to make that. This is all I have. This is the one unique thing that happened to it. It was, I think Vinny G did a breakdancing Australian joke. I'm like, this is disgusting. They got to take this off the air.
You see someone wearing the jumpsuit, you're like, disgusting.
It's just, my culture is not your costume. I think there's going to be a lot of people wearing the breakdancing outfit for Halloween.
Yeah, for sure.
You think it's going to last that long? I feel like everything is so fleeting.
I know one person's costume for Halloween, and it's that.
Really?
Yeah. Only one.
Mine is an orangutan.
All right. Well, I've already failed at making our second redheaded guest feel welcome, so I'm not going to rehabilitate my image, I guess.
In my contract that I would come on if I was the only redhead to ever be on the show.
Oh, shit. Well, that's already...
And if you wouldn't say shit.
We've blown this already. Well, let's just dive straight into it. We'll cut Robin out of this episode.
Okay.
We can just continue from the two of us. So, what is your situation? Are you single? Are you dating?
I'm single, and what? All right.
I was surprised.
You thought I was married?
No, I don't know. So you're single.
I am
Are you
single.
dating?
Sometimes, yeah. I don't force it because I'm a lazy guy.
How do you...
So I have to actually want to.
Are you on the apps or are you an in-person guy?
Here's the thing. I probably should have told you this before I came on the apps podcast. I usually am not on the apps, but now recently I've been. It's mostly just to entertain myself, and I know that sounds like such a dickish thing to say, but I've never been on a dating app date in my life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's all been from meeting in person.
Yeah, so none.
I was just on the way over here telling Julian I was going to be advocating for people actually not meeting on the apps and meeting in person.
I hate it. And also, I feel like half the fun is meeting in person.
I agree.
Part of it is because I'm just like, oh, that's the main spark, and then I'm like, I'm avoiding commitment anyway. But I'm like, yeah, that's what it's all for, just to meet, and then I'm done.
Ghosting before the first date. Before setting up the first date.
I have been there.
I think as a woman, it's just like a lot easier to know. Like it's very easy to write somebody out or just like swipe left on an app.
Yes,
it's so easy. But when you have somebody like in person in your face, it's so much easier. Just go. This could be fun.
Exactly.
This could be really fun.
But that sounds like the way you describe that. If I said that's like I like doing it in person because it's harder for them to say no.
No, it's not so.
Once you're in their grill, they get real social pressure in it, and especially if I'm in the way of the door. I find I get
It's not that it's. I mean, it is harder to say no, but that's not the crux of it. The crux of it is that you have a person in front of you, so it's a lot easier to say yes.
Also, you're feeling their vibe versus on an app, you're just seeing the picture and you're like, yes or no. But if you see someone, this is why I prefer in person, because I talk about it in my act, but it's true. I'm not good at being on the apps, but like in person, I feel like I'm a little better. You know what I mean?
Like in texting, you mean? Like
texting and like
answering a dumb prompt.
Or just like picture, like the apps aren't for a guy like me. The apps are for this guy right here.
Yeah,
that's
what I always say. He complains about it though.
No, the apps are perfect.
They're perfect.
Yeah, no, but they're better. But in person is always better. And more the fact that you just, I think it's ideal. I think there's a lot more girls than guys on there. And I think whatever, if you're a guy, whatever you think you are at in terms of like level who you think is your match, you're like 20% lower is who you actually get a response from.
But that's true with women too. I mean, it's actually really true with women because then like you go through all of your matches and it's just everybody, right? Like everybody swiped right. Okay, that sounds.
Can we get a violin in here, please?
Yeah, no.
But it is like so. It's not. I mean, like whatever you're saying. Like
wow.
I'm the villain. Sorry.
Damn.
My attorney, ladies and gentlemen. Does anyone have a rock? We're gonna move on from that. Well, in a sec we can.
Everybody swipes right. Sorry.
Everybody. The issue is, I know you send an opening message and like they never care, they never respond. I find the opening message very, very difficult. So in a second, I was going to do a challenge where I was going to let Robin and you as well find a match and write the opening message. And next week when we do another pod, we'll see
how it went.
We'll see if anyone's responded.
You're like, hi, this is Julian's wife. He thinks you're really cute. Would you like to go out with him? Circle yes or no.
Well, it depends what app. I
mean, women are very not into me having a wife, which I find it's an ick.
Girls are so close-minded these days.
I do want to turn around and be like, wow, I thought you were progressive. Okay.
I mean...
Why don't you go vote for Trump?
Yeah.
Either fuck me or vote for Trump. Those are your options.
Didn't know you're such a bigot. Wow. I don't know. I'm like, they really are... it's weird. Even if you say the exact thing on an app versus if you say it in person, it's completely different. To me, I'm already in my head. I'm like, anything you say on an app, even if it's like Instagram, is 10 times creepier than if you said it in person. I could be like, they could have like food in their picture and be like, what are you eating there? If I said that in person, I'd be like, oh, I'm having fish. On the app, it's like, what are you eating?
It is also weird to just go to someone at a restaurant and be like, what you eating?
What's that?
True, and that's why I'm not allowed back there, but still.
Liam, stay at your table. No, I want to see what she... Although I do sometimes when you're at a restaurant before you've ordered and like someone goes by, you're like...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, what is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to know what it looks like.
Yeah.
Could I have a taste real quick? Could I just have a little cheeky bite?
And that's why ordering food or dating in person is better than the apps.
Do you have a line that, like, when you approach somebody, or do they usually approach you?
You know what's crazy? I started doing this line as a joke probably like a year or two ago.
I'm Irish. You do the Irish accent.
Wait, sorry, do that one more time. Can you look into the camera?
No.
That was offensive.
Sorry, can we get like a replay on that and slow motion?
I do the editing, so I shall be cutting. That shall be getting moved.
Damn it.
I will be putting some slurs over your words.
You're gonna put the same exact voiceover, but on my face, make it look like I said it.
Of course.
No, I've been doing this thing. I started doing it as a joke, where like if a really hot girl walked by me, and I would wait till she left, and like if I was with my friend, I'd be like, "Oh, I'm Liam, by the way." But it would be just because she left already, so obviously she's not gonna hear me. And then, so I would just be like to make my friend laugh. And then one time, the girl's friend heard and went, Alex, did you hear what he just said? And then she came back and was like, what did he say? And I said, I'm Liam. And then I got that girl's number and I was like, oh, this is actually kind of a funny line. So then I started doing it with just like, as if I'm like doing them a favor. Like, it's obviously a joke where I'm just like, oh, and I'm Liam, by the way. And they're just kind of like off guard. Sometimes it does work. And then the other day, Jamel, you could bleep out his name if we don't want to give him any publicity, but
don't see him live.
Friend of the pod. No.
Jamel goes, oh, I've been using your line. I was like, what? That was a joke. And he's like, you know, that I clean up with that line.
So I don't understand how it's a joke, because you're literally just introducing yourself.
No, the joke is that the initial joke is the idea that they've left and he's a coward. He's like, oh, I'm Liam, by the way. It's like, as if you ever, that's a very, very funny joke.
So they've left, and have they been speaking with you?
No.
Okay, Robin, you are so bad.
The joke is that it's this really hot girl that I'm never going to approach, but I'm acting like I'm attempting to approach her.
Gotcha,
but the
she's
joke is for
already
my
left.
friend. It's not for her.
Yeah. And you're like, I'm Liam, by the way.
Yeah.
And it worked one time, and now, as a joke, you're just introducing yourself to hot women, and they're liking it.
Sometimes they're like, I don't care. Go home.
I like the idea that you said it and initially and she came back and you were like, it was for a bit, honey. Move on.
Please.
I'm not pleased. Ugh.
Gross.
Definitely not.
I'm not Liam for you.
I mean, for people who are listening, that is genuinely the best pickup line. It's just literally just introducing yourself.
I think it is a little bit of a cheat code where it's like, I'm being cheeky about it, but also it's like, at the end of the day, you just have to go up and introduce yourself.
I mean, there's genuinely, if somebody came up to me and goes, I'm Liam, by the way, I would not understand at all that was even a little bit of a joke, and I would sincerely introduce myself as well, and we would shake hands and we'd have a conversation.
No, I'm Liam.
Liam has roundabout found this really kooky, kinky thing, which is just introducing yourself totally regularly.
No, this is like
Completely
this is
regular
just a
introduction.
mind game that you're playing with yourself that makes it easier to introduce yourself.
That's
to hot
probably
women.
true. That's probably
Like you're
true.
lowering the stakes for yourself.
That's probably what it is. Like I'm giving myself an out where like, oh, it's just a joke anyway.
It was a bit. It was a
When
bit.
she walks away, you're like, she doesn't get it.
She's
don't
not a
like
real
jokes?
comedy fan. This crowd sucks.
This crowd sucks. No, that's such. I should say that when a joke bombs one-on-one. This crowd sucks. This crowd fucking.
Oh, that's the thing. I've been do it on stage sometimes too. Where like I've been using it as a crutch. Honestly, where like if a set's not going well and I'm talking to a girl in the crowd, I'll just be like, oh, "Are you single?" And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, I'm Liam, by the way."
That's
so I use
funny.
that on stage
That's really
too.
funny.
So it's funny on stage.
That is funny on
Off
stage,
It's
yeah,
not.
that
You
is
wouldn't
really
take it as
funny.
okay. Also, because I need to use something like that. I don't know. A lot of times I don't, because I try to find like an organic thing. If I'm going to approach a girl, I'm like, oh, I need like a glass to break in front of her. So I walks in, smashes a glass. I'm Liam, by the way. No, but like, you know, like when you're going into a set and you're like, okay, this thing just happened, can't wait to riff on this. And that's usually the best sets.
Yeah.
When it's like, okay, I had this riff off something that happened in the room. That's usually, most times when I meet a girl at a bar or something, it's because something happened, I saw this, and I made a joke about that. But sometimes I'll use that as an excuse to not do it, where I'm like, oh, well, there's nothing here. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Introducing yourself feels really organic to me. I don't know. I just feel like that's normal. I'm also old, right? Like I was gonna say that, a different generation where like I don't know. Like after the pandemic is the first time that I've been like I felt like I'm not among the youngest people in my office. So now it used to be I would like hang out with the paralegals and the interns. And now I hang out with them and they're just so different. They're like culturally different and they are awkward, like socially awkward in person. So like maybe for me, it's very normal to introduce yourself and have a conversation in person, IRL or whatever.
Yeah.
But maybe for young people,
we're not saying IRL anymore. Okay.
I'll say it.
We're just saying Earl.
That would be how Australians say it.
All right. Well, I'm not trusting that millennial, but I might trust you.
Well, it is true where I feel like that could be dual-sided, where it's like, maybe to the younger generation, it's a superpower that you could make conversation. But also, I feel like some of them view it as like, oh, that's cringe. He's just like cringe. Going up to me, like, gross.
Not to be cringe, but I'm Liam. I have such a block. Robin has always told me that I should just talk to girls in IRL. And it's very...
You're tall and you have an accent. And all you have to do is be like, have you ever been to Australia? My name's Julian.
Bro, girls...
When do I smash the glass?
You're right. You look like Adonis and you have an accent. You can not be able to say a word without like slurring it, and they'll just be like, "Oh, I fucking love this guy." You could be the idiot that you are, and you could still.
And I will be. I want one time because I have this fear that I'll just get horrendously rejected. Hey, this guy thinks he can talk to me. Yeah. Hey, everyone gather around. This guy doesn't talk to me. You know, it'd be funny if I finally do it and I just say I'm Liam. I'm like, I thought that was the line.
I mean, she's not gonna know that's not your name. There's not gonna.
She's like, hey, another guy, a black guy, used that on me last week.
Jamel, you're done.
One time I want to do that with you watching Robin, and we can see what you have to have a newspaper with the eyes through.
I mean, we talk about this all the time because like Julian will text me sometimes and he'll be like, oh, like I just like, because he wants to be able to pick up women in person. We're open. I don't know if you know that.
I was gonna clarify that.
Yeah, so he wants to be able to like
I'm open.
Pick up people in person, and I'm like, just do it. Like that's like such an easy way to do it, and also like I don't know, he loves attention. He loves like you know, and like to have like a little flirtatious conversation in person. That's like it's invigorating.
Yeah.
But all you have to do is just do it.
First of all, I don't love attention. I started this podcast to get away from it all. But
I really like. They're like, and he's like terrified of being. I guess.
Yeah, he's kind of a coward. Your husband.
I don't know. Yeah,
I was gonna bring that up when he left.
We prefer the term worm.
He's a worm.
That's the term, Mr. Worm to you.
I feel like I could be like the guy I could be like the tech guy, like the one, like if this is a heist, I'm like, okay,
you're the guy in the chair.
Walk up to her, she's drinking a martini, and just like, gin or vodka. Yeah, my name's Julian.
And who's that woman 3 feet behind you?
Oh, don't worry, it's just my wife. I will say, I don't know if I've ever told you this. I think I had met you like once or twice, and I think maybe you had told me that you guys were open, but I couldn't remember if that was true or if I made that up in my head. And then one time I was at a bar, and I had met you briefly once, and I was at a bar, and I thought I saw someone that looked like you with a guy, and I was just like, oh no, what do I do here? I was like telling everyone I was with, mostly because it was a boring party, but I was just like, yeah, so like I know him. He's my friend. I don't know him that well, but like he's my friend. But I think he might have said they were open. But what if they're not? And I feel like she keeps looking at me. Maybe she knows that I know. What do I do here? And everyone's like, "You're not gonna do anything about it. Why do you keep bringing this up?" I'm like, "I know, but it's a boring party."
It sucks. I'm making up drama. Robin, what were you doing at Liam's party?
Well, if it was at a party, it wasn't me. All I did was sit at home. But
was it feeding stray cats?
Yeah, were there like a lot of cats there?
I saw this old lady at a law firm,
The woman I married is very different to the woman who was here before
that
me.
is true.
Robin has
That
since
is
become
true.
obsessed with the local cats, and we'll feed them every night at 9 p.m. And 30 of them will come out, and what they do is they dress her as well. It's like a Disney cartoon. They come out of the side, and she's just the cat lady. And even when she's not feeding them, they all run out. So I'm you know the crazy cat lady from The Simpsons?
Yeah, of course.
That's me. That's me.
Oh, I knew I recognized you. Damn.
She's full cat lady. And I did talk to people, girls in person, when I'm drunk.
Yeah.
Which is
Julian actually has like an incredible story from this recently that I
Ooh,
did
yeah.
want the pod to hear about because it's
we
so
brought you on here just so I could tell
stupid.
this story. You can actually take
So
off.
stupid.
We can just cut you in. No, I was at a bar and I met this girl and she was receptive. We were talking. I was like, I think this is going really well. And then basically said like, let's get out of here. She's like, we can go to my place, but I have roommates. And I was like, oh, and I still have that Lower East Side place, which I sublet sometimes, but it wasn't been sublet then. So I was like, oh, we can go there. I have no roommates. It's going to be empty, but it's like 30-minute Uber. So we get in the Uber. We go 30 minutes there. We're both I'm definitely pretty drunk. I really have to piss as soon as I get in. So I walk in. The bathroom's right there on the right.
Mm-hmm.
So I go sit on the couch. I'm going to use the toilet. I have the longest piss of my life. And during which time, I had forgotten my brother was staying for the weekend. So I hear this commotion. I can't really tell exactly what's happening, but it's loud. And evidently what had happened is my brother, this girl's just sitting there on the couch waiting. My brother opens the door from the bedroom because he thinks he's been robbed. He's scared. And we'll talk about what I think about his actions in a second. But I was in the wrong here, so I wasn't really in any position. I had actually hung out with him like 6 hours prior. So I really should have known. I'd spent all day with him. I gave him the keys that day. Anyway.
Completely forgot.
He opens the door. First of all, he's completely naked.
Oh my God.
He's completely naked. He does assure me he was holding his penis. Whatever. So this girl is immediately terrified. A naked man has opened it. So at first she's probably thinking, oh my God, is Julian, like, I've disappeared. So this really looks like quite a... So her first thought is probably, this guy's tricking me. There's like a threesome, have sex. But thankfully my brother immediately puts those concerns to rest by telling her to get the fuck out of the apartment at full bar. He says, who the fuck are you? What are you doing in this apartment? Get out. And what I find funny is, it's a tiny little... girl, you know what I mean? It was a woman. It was an adult woman.
It's a tiny little
It's just
12-year-old girl.
who can be afraid of it? No, it was an adult woman I met in an adult bar for adults. But she was just sitting there, and she was in like a going out clothes. She was in heels. Like she wasn't currently rifling.
Yeah, she
through my
wasn't
stuff.
gonna murder him.
Like if anything, like the creepy version is him being like, oh, nice.
Yeah.
Which I also would not have been great.
So it was actually comforting that he was like, get the fuck out of here.
Dude, she starts yelling, and she
I'll
goes.
pass. You pass.
I mean, like, I think there's some middle ground between throwing someone out and having sex with them non-consensually. I think there's.
You could offer tea or something.
Yeah, and also, first of all, I don't like that he's sleeping in my bed naked. That was. I think you.
Yeah.
That was tough to find out. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I'm hearing this commotion. He's yelling, and then he goes, "Why are you here?" Fair question. She goes, "I'm here with the guy," and he goes, "Where is he?" And then she's like, "He was just here."
He was just here.
It also made me feel a little less bad. She'd clearly forgotten my name because that could have really cleared things up immediately.
That's hilarious.
I'm actually kind of embarrassed for both of them. They couldn't piece it together. He's a tall guy. He's Australian. There's a lot.
Yeah, he didn't think for a second, who else has a key to this? Maybe the guy who owns the apartment?
So he thinks he told me, I thought you just wandered in by accident. And I was like, well, thankfully you handled that accident with the poise I would expect.
Yeah, exactly.
So he throws her out. And as I'm hearing this commercial, I'm still in the middle of the longest pee of my life. I'm like trying to get out of it.
You're still peeing as you hear this?
Yeah, and then I don't even know exactly what's happening. And I open the door. And my brother's terrified. He goes, ah! And he sees me. And he goes, and then he was pretty mad. He goes, what the fuck are you doing, you son of a bitch?
Oh my
You scared the
God.
shit out of me. There's this crazy person here and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, where'd she go? And he's like, I kicked her out. And I was like, as soon as I see my brother, I'm like, oops.
Wait, he kicked, so she's gone?
She's gone. She's out of that. She's out of apartment.
Oh,
She is-
man.
She was.
Well, I got news for you, Julian. Come on out.
She is mad.
Still wearing that dress.
I did chase her down. Luckily, I told her my name was Liam, so it was. I chased her down, and
By the way, my
and
name's Leah.
at this point, I didn't realize I wasn't trying to salvage this. I was like, I
man.
had made it. I go, hey, can I pay for your Uber? She's like, I just want to get away from you right now. I was like, I respect that.
I like it. You're like, no, don't worry. That naked guy was my brother. It's fine.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
And then my brother messaged me, goes, next time give me a heads up. And I was like,
Honestly, I didn't even know you were alive.
I
at
completely
that time.
forgot of your existence.
Oh man,
Completely
that's
forgot.
amazing. You got to tell that on stage.
You think so?
That's so funny.
I don't know if
You're
it
just
makes me
an
sound
idiot.
great.
You're
But
just
then-
an idiot.
Yeah, it makes you seem like an idiot, which is good. That's good
Yeah,
for stage.
I just felt terrible because it's like this girl is just thinking she just avoided some sort of murder.
Oh my
Although in
God.
fairness, kicking someone out of the apartment is the best thing for a murderer to do.
Yeah, exactly. That's amazing. Oh my God. Think about her headspace. She's like, okay, got this hot Australian guy. Probably won't have sex because I have roommates. Oh, great. He doesn't have roommates. We get there. He's gone. I guess he has a roommate? No, he doesn't. He's yelling at me to get the fuck out of here. Wait, he's naked? Are they going to rape? What?
Like, is this even his apartment?
Yes.
Like, where are
He's
we?
gone.
What is funny, my brother was saying that he what surprised him is how unwilling she was to leave. And then he was like, "Get out," and she's like, "No."
Oh, wow.
And he said he had to like shuffle her out of there.
Oh my God.
Handed?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, probably. But he had
just
9
swept.
fingers available, I think.
Ayo.
Hey.
Small dick joke from
Burn
someone
on
I'm
out,
related to
burn on
genetically.
out.
Damn, she must have really wanted to get railed by you.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, and I mean, I was drunk enough to not really notice what was happening, so I'm sure my penis would have been uncooperative
Yeah,
at
I'm
best.
sure your penis would not have been worth it.
Damn. You
My
sound like
wife,
you're...
ladies and gentlemen,
Don't worry, she's just speaking from experience.
just more experience than probably
Yeah.
any other woman on the planet.
Wait, can I ask you guys questions?
Sure.
Sure.
Because I remember, because then when you did confirm that you guys are open, I was like, oh, you got to talk about that on stage. But then we were like, oh, everyone's gonna fucking hate you.
Yeah,
because
and they
you're
do.
already 6'5", Adonis, long hair, and then you're like, no, guys, but don't worry, I'm married and can fuck other people. But I do
No
think
one's safe.
I do think it's funny that you have trouble approaching women and you look like that and you're married to a hot lady and still.
Thank you.
Oh, no,
Like, have
that's
no-
my wife. Sorry.
I thought Rich was your wife. My bad.
He said no repeatedly.
Repeatedly.
This is just a podcast relationship.
But it's such an interesting dynamic because I feel like if you tell a girl, yeah, I'm married, but we're open, she's probably like, this douche is just trying to cheat on his wife. If you tell a guy, he's like, great. You know what I mean?
But they have no follow-ups.
Yeah.
No follow-up.
You don't even have to say we're open. You just be like, yeah, I'm married. He still won't ask any questions.
The crazy part is, I've said this before, so I won't go into detail, but they always say you're just lying. I'm like, if I was lying, I just would say I don't have a wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why am I giving myself obstacles?
That's true. There should be a specific ring. Like you should have like an open thing in your wedding ring.
Yeah, it just says on the inside, down to fuck.
No, there's just a hole in it.
Oh, just a hole.
Yeah.
Like it's open.
It's an open ring.
Yes.
An open ring. I think guys have mixed reactions to it because I think there are a lot of guys who like think that they want just sex, but when they realize that they can't like that you're going to be fucking somebody else for sure, they don't like it. A lot
Yeah.
of guys don't like it. They don't want to know that for sure. Like they're fine if it's going on, but to like know that going into it.
Mm-hmm. Do they also think like maybe it's going to be like a watching situation?
Sometimes
Never had anybody do that and ask about
we don't tell
that.
them we're watching. I peek from the closet. We're closet peeker, right?
I mean, it's
Watch our sketch. 9 p.m. on Fox.
Fox News.
I have had guys who've wanted to watch us fuck.
Like they
Julian
brought
and
that
I.
up?
Yeah. Well, I've like met guys who are like into a cuck fantasy, but Julian's not into that, and I'm not really into it either.
But like some people do kind of assume you must be into that if you're open.
Yeah, or they're just like, I think there a lot of assumptions come with it.
Were you guys always open?
Yeah, we started that way. Yeah.
Was this like a lifestyle that was before, or was it just when you guys came together?
This was so I had gotten out of a long-term relationship, and it had at that point was just like, yeah, I think monogamy is not for me. I think that's just not. That doesn't sound like real for me. And so I went into dating knowing that, and just not really thinking I would find somebody who would be cool with it. And there were a lot of people who were not cool with it.
Yeah, I guess your first assumption is like, oh, any guy would love this. But anytime you hear it, it's like, all right, the guy is at home jerking off and the girl is cleaning up.
Yeah, that is. I think there's a lot of things. Yeah, guys opening up and then immediately closing it when they're like, turns out all those women I'm friends with do not want to have sex with me.
There's other things besides my wife that are getting in the way of that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like every woman has like 20 guys I feel like whenever a woman posts one of those, the Jennifer Lopez, did you see that? The breakup post? That was the best thing I've ever seen. Just hot girl summer. What is she, like 50? And she's just like...
Yeah.
50, like probably a billionaire, and
she's just posting some erratic breakdown post.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
with motivational quotes.
There are guys, when you're like... It's different because we're open, but if you're in a close relationship, like, there are guys messaging your partner, and they're like, they're friends, like, no, they're waiting. Mm-hmm. They're waiting in the wings.
Yeah.
Right? They're ready. So every woman opens up, she's like, yeah, I have reservations.
Yeah.
I'm booked out weeks ahead.
Yeah. And guys think we have that too, but we don't.
No. Like, I think especially, like, you have friends and we're friends at work and stuff like that, and I promise you, like, no, they do not want.
Yeah.
Like, they like the friendship.
Yeah,
women aren't scum like us. They'll enjoy a friendship without any alteration.
No, but there are women that I feel like they might be attracted to you because you're in a relationship, and then when you get out of it, they're like, nah. You know what I mean?
And it's the same thing with openness, where they're like, I think there are more women who would be happier if we're about to hook up and I'm like, I'm married, don't tell her. They're like, nice, naughty. I'm like, I'm married and she actually picked the shirt for me for this date. They're like, ugh.
Cheating is is a fantasy. Like, I mean, I don't. So for me, porn, I usually do like erotica. I like to read my porn, and so Literotica is like the site that I go to, and you can see like what's popular because there'll be like how many stories, and cheating stories are huge. People love cheating. I don't know why, but
people love a naughty.
She's always in her dirty books. Disgusting little books.
That's like something you would get a lobotomy for in the 40s. Reading a dirty book.
That's true.
She's hysterical.
Wasn't the treatment for hysteria a vibrator?
Yeah, for a while there.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
why they invented vibrators.
Wait, go on.
Genuinely, to treat women who, I don't know.
I mean, evidently none of these men could get their wives to come. No wonder they were hysterical. They're just like, this is ridiculous.
Oh, honey, I think I'm crazy. I better go back to that mental institute.
Wait, so in the institutions they had vibrators? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Literally.
I don't know what they treat. And men just get put in a straitjacket.
Yeah, what the hell?
Stop the frequent
jerking. I mean, they
off.
also did other stuff like lobotomies and those baths that they would like.
Yeah, but it was worth it if you're getting fucking railed by a machine.
Could you imagine, you're a woman, you probably don't even know about orgasms, you don't know about anything, and you're like, yeah, I think I'd stay crazy if that were.
They were probably told that women don't get those.
Yeah, could be.
And they don't.
Were we recording at the beginning when we talked about how we have to get a closer in?
I don't know if we were recording, but I could use one of those.
Yes. Do we have... I don't know how much time we have. I wanted to do that thing where I said, if you want to try and write one of my... If you're so good at it, Robin, and you think it's so easy...
It'll be real earnest. You're going to be embarrassed.
Gross. My sister did that last year when I made a Tinder, all my like prompts or bio, it was all like sarcastic. And my sister was like... They're not going to know your joke. You have to make it serious. I'm like, oh, it's so embarrassing.
It is embarrassing, yeah. But I don't know. I think like earnestness. I mean, it's being vulnerable is hard, but
okay,
it comes with some pretty wonderful things.
This is not about important growth for men. Okay, I'm not trying to have you turn Liam into a good guy. It's going to ruin him. Okay, yeah. Jesus Christ,
he's too much fun. Please don't help him.
All right, we'll get Liam to do the first one. You just read about her. You can describe the things and then say what you're going to say in there.
Attracted to ambition, open communication, and drumroll please, men from Europe.
Australia is kind of like the Florida of Europe.
Oh, you guys matched already?
Yeah.
You dirty dog.
So you come up with, what message would you send? And it's hard.
I feel like ambition is I feel like...
Ambition, open communication, men from Europe. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
What would you do, Robin? See, it's not that easy.
So I know what I would do. I would say, hey, I'd like to take you out for a drink. Is there a neighborhood you'd like to go out in?
You'd go straight in. Okay, you can try that. And before you press send, please, there's a lot of slurs in that. That is we have to get it approved by my lawyer first.
Oh, sorry.
No, you approve it.
I just typed exactly what I said.
Oh, yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, that's good. All right. Oh, God, I got to get Liam. I have a closer and I have an opener.
That's
ambition, open communication, and men from Europe. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. That's fantastic.
All right, hit send.
Hit send.
All right.
Okay, I would have done without the dick pic, but that's fine.
Well, you know.
No, and I got to pick who else. No, let's get...
You know, someone did recently say, like, they were saying that I pick up women. Not true. False. Only men. But they were like, oh yeah, you crush puss or whatever. I'm like, nah, not really. And they were like, oh, Liam's more of an opener. He doesn't really care about clothing. I'm like a feature act, even like on stage and off stage.
Warmed him up.
Okay, 12 miles away. That's really far away.
It's not that far away.
Liam has a car. He drives us to these
12
things.
miles?
I have a car.
Oh, okay.
I just drive you to get laid and I wait in the
what's
car.
12 miles away? What? You're in Connecticut then, right?
No.
What's 12? Okay, you have a car. So
Okay,
you know.
find a different
What's
match then.
12 miles? No, that's fine.
Don't ever put your hand in my face.
What's 12,
I got vulnerable
what's 12
there.
miles away?
12 miles away could be deep Brooklyn, like Sheepshead Bay or something, I'm sure. Or it could also
Jesus
be deep
Christ, that's
Queens.
really far away.
It could be
Yeah, but
Upper West Side.
She might be just doing something for the weekend.
She could be on the
12
Upper West Side.
Upper West Side. You think
I
it's
bet.
12 miles.
It could be more.
Really? Okay.
Jamie, can we fact check that?
Her interests are motorcycling, picnicking, theater, Spotify, and fashion. That's interesting.
Spotify is a weird interest.
It is, yeah.
My interest is tables.
Looking for long-term,
Anything on a table.
open to short. Okay.
Open to short, huh?
Communication
Dick
style.
pic.
So big-time texter. Big-time texter. I feel like this is somebody who will want to text for a while, but still, I'm gonna. How do I talk?
Oh, yeah, like you don't know.
I don't.
Classic.
I don't know.
How do I get laid? Huh.
Okay.
Also, I like that you created this podcast just to have other people get you laid, you scumbag.
And how would I find the clitoris? Show me on this live woman.
This live woman. It's the girl that you brought to your brother that time.
Oh my god, she's still there. That was a tough time. That was I felt really bad. I told Robin, she thought it was so funny. I was like, I think she might have me arrested. I don't know what the crime is, but this can't be allowed.
It's like the most embarrassing crime of all time because it's like the worst crime ever. You didn't commit any crime. You just kept making it seem like you were and then didn't and then apologized.
Your Honor, it was kind of a bit. As I said, my name is Liam.
The good thing is typing on Tinder is going to make for a great audio podcast.
That's true. Yeah. Robin, I thought you'd be talking us through your process here. What are you thinking?
So I put, I'd love to take you out for a drink. What neighborhood works for you?
Okay.
Send.
Okay. Wait, do you use the apps at all or no?
I'm off the apps.
You're off the apps.
Okay, so we just don't give a fuck about the premise.
What? I actually don't even know what app. Oh, this is Tinder. Yeah. I was never on Tinder.
Because I was going to say, I don't know how this works on the apps. But but I feel like some people, they'll go straight into like, okay, let's go get a drink. And I prefer that. But some people, I feel like you got to do the bullshit chitty chat on the app first.
And I think that she might be one because she said she's a big time texter.
You got to, yeah.
Is that why you were like, fuck it, we're going out?
For me, I would just rather get to that place. So I'm like, I don't know.
No, I agree. But some of them want to do the chat, and then you get their phone number, and then you figure it out after that. And
you said that like you're so annoyed. Then you get the phone number. It's so annoying. Girls always want to give me their number.
No, but they you ask the number, then they stop messaging you because it gets too real.
Mm-hmm. I get that.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that's why Robin likes to corner them, ask them in person.
No. I mean, so truthfully, I've only been on one first date since he and I started dating. Everybody that I see are people that I knew before him. And because I'm also lazy. But the first date that I went on was somebody who I met in person walking around my neighborhood.
On the street?
On the street. He's somebody who was like not my type at all. And I was walking around looking for kittens because I caught a cat that was like that.
So was
like
he.
It had just had kittens.
What were you wearing?
I was wearing a neon pink or like a bright pink sweatsuit.
Oh, the one my mom got you. You're picking up men.
I was wearing a bright pink sweatsuit, walking around looking for kittens and listening for kittens that might be missing their mother. And he was like, "Oh, you're looking for a cat? There are a ton of cats around here." And I was like, "No, I'm looking for some specific cats." And
how did he know you were looking for a cat?
Because he was like, what's going on? What are you looking for? Because I was like stopping.
She was going. No, I'm looking for cats.
And he was a guy in the corner doing the same thing.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, there are a bunch of cats over there. I'm like, no, specific cats. He's like, well, if they're like, I live on this block. If I see any, I like, give me your Insta. And well, yeah, I can tell you.
Classic.
Smooth.
And
Classic.
then he started talking to me on Instagram, and I instantly was like, hey, just so you know, I'm married. We're open. But, you know, just so you know, because you're talking to me. I'm just, you know, I don't want to be presumptuous, but I also, like, I don't really care. And he was like, oh, that's interesting. I never dealt with that. Like, what are your rules? And I, like, answered his questions, and then he asked me out. And he asked me out at the bar that's literally underneath my apartment.
Ah, perfect.
So it's perfect. It was perfect. I'm like, I'm not going to say no to that. And
he was like, I want to be like this bar underneath you.
It's my wife, Liam.
What are the rules?
No, that's totally. I just love.
I hate Brooklyn.
The best part about marriage is just every now and then be like, it's my wife.
You're walking in on her having sex. That's my wife. Have a good time. That's my wife.
But
you're doing a great job.
He like wasn't my type. I like even like his look, like even how he was dressed was like not what I normally go for. Like, but it was this feeling of like, oh, he seems nice. Like he had the guts to come talk to me, and he's literally willing to meet me at my basically at my apartment.
Well, that
like,
should be impressive.
I'm not gonna say no to that.
Any guy is willing to do that. Wow, he put in so much effort. He's willing to come to my apartment. What a gentleman.
But like, you know, it was like, what? That's just there were no like breaks, right? There's nothing to say no to. Like there's no reason to say no, and so it was like and even though we spent like half of the date arguing about Palestine.
Oh really?
Yeah, I mean,
you still let him on your Gaza Strip?
No, we didn't end up. Nothing came of it.
That good wordplay.
It was fantastic, but I did ultimately end up just blocking him.
Oh shit! Damn.
But like,
which is something that you would have.
but like, I'm really glad that I went on the date. And if he was a different person, I might have ended up having sex with him. But like, what happened is that he was out of town, and he messaged me because he has this like older dog, and he's like, my dog sitter just quit on me. Will you please go like walk my dog?
Wow.
And that like I'm literally around the corner from his apartment. I'm not gonna let this dog like not get fed or walked for like for 2 nights.
He bought that dog for this reason.
I ended up rescuing Robin 2 weeks later.
So I ended up like, but it was a bad play on his part, because then I saw his apartment, and I saw how he lived without like, you know, cleaning up before seeing a woman, and I was like, there's no way I would ever fuck anybody in this apartment. Damn. No way.
So we're not supposed to be like dirty?
It was, definitely don't be dirty. Damn. I mean, I'm a germaphobe to begin with, and I also prefer to have sex in my apartment, but I guess not anymore. Because now I have to like clean up afterwards, because I have to be considerate for my husband.
I hate when that happens.
I have to like change his sheets and stuff. So now I would rather have sex somewhere else. But there was no way I would ever have sex with somebody in that apartment. Never.
Not even if it was.
I didn't want to take my shoes off in that apartment.
What if it was the guy from The Crow? The new
Bill
one.
Skarsgård?
Yeah.
And he was like, but only in this apartment.
Yeah. That's the weird kink of his.
Also, I stand with Israel.
It would be definitely a no. That would be a hard no. No, and it would be a no before the Israel thing too, because the apartment smelled like dog, like a really strong.
There was a dog in there.
There was a dog in there, but like I would like your apartment to like.
I'm like defending this guy. I'm like, you should have give him a chance.
Are you paying this guy to fuck your wife?
There's like a really strong smell of like dog and like dog piss. Like there's
gross.
no like, you can't.
That's gross.
The balls on this guy. I can't even talk to someone in public, and this guy's like, "Hey, yo, walk my dog."
No, he was in a tight spot. Like I would never like.
And he was polite about it.
He was. Oh yeah, he was very polite.
How'd you get in?
Okay, so for his dog sitter, his key was in a lockbox by his apartment.
What's the address?
Where's this jabroni at?
There's nothing to steal in there unless you want a bunch of like funny sunglasses and weird hats.
You really had quite a look at this place. He's like, just pick up the dog and go. You're like, no, look at these.
Yeah,
She's trying on hats like it's a 90s movie montage.
It's a studio apartment with no closet. I saw everything he owned.
Did you not do a clothing montage trying on his stuff?
Did you?
No.
You tried one funny sunglasses on.
No, I was like, no.
Did you put sunglasses on the dog, Weekend at Bernie's style?
Oh my God, I would have loved that.
That's your rule?
That's a hard no on the Weekend at Bernie's dog sunglasses bit. Okay, that is our thing. That is, God says a man and a woman. No, not two. Two men cannot do a Weekend at Bernie's with a dog. Okay, that is only a man and a woman.
Yeah, man. Wow. Well, I need advice on how to find women.
You just talk to them, Liam.
You had the line already.
Yeah, you already have the line.
Wait, can I tell you this one thing before you kick me out?
No, absolutely. Well, class not here yet.
This is so I don't know if I told you this. A couple weeks ago, I met this girl after a show, and she was a lawyer also. I'm in my lawyer phase right now. I met a couple lawyers in a row. I'm not including your wife in that.
Oh, she's not a real lawyer.
I know, she's a woman. But no, I met this girl, and she was really cool and really cute, really pretty. She was funny. And then we went to another place, and then we were hanging out, and we were with some of my
How'd you
friends.
say you met her?
After a show.
Oh, nice.
She came up to me. That's another thing. I was doing comedy is I don't have to then talk to people sometimes. And she came up to me and we were talking, hanging out, and then I got her number, and then the next day we were talking and she was still flirty over text. You know, sometimes you get someone's number and the next day they're like, no. And I've done it too.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. It's just like you're drunk, you're having fun, whatever. And we made plans to hang out. She was like, just so you know, my job is so crazy. We're like, at any time I might have to cancel. And I'm like, oh, that's great, because if I get a dumb bar show at the last second, I'm going to take it and have to cancel. We basically do the same job, but and make the same amount of money. And then she's like, okay, cool, whatever. And then 2 days before the date, she goes, oh, shit, I just realized the Love Island reunion's on Monday. I can't.
Okay, but that's actually legit.
Okay.
Here's the thing, Liam. I understand, but so I'm a Love Island fanatic, love it. Have never been a fan of the U.S. Version of Love Island. Like, I just don't think Americans are made for reality TV in the way that Brits are. Mm-hmm. But apparently, this U.S. season was so good that I heard about it multiple times from people like I don't even know. Like, I went shopping at Reformation. Every cute girl in that store was talking about the finale. And they're like, can you believe it, blah, blah, blah.
Okay,
so
but
I'm
the
just telling
finale...
you, this was like a phenomenon. This wasn't the worst finale ever. This was like the best season of this show ever.
But this isn't even the finale. This is the reunion show.
Oh, no, sorry. But the reunions are like... So not the finale.
It's them watching old clips of themselves.
No. But... For reality TV fans, the reunion is like our Super Bowl, because that's when everybody has to, that's the reckoning, right? They're like, oh, you said this, but roll the tape, and then they're confronted live.
Women like to watch people with receipts. They like to, that's a favorite.
Yeah.
Like to have called out.
I promise you that's like the reunion.
But here's the point. She had established that she might have to stop for work.
Well,
she had a locked-in excuse.
That's what I'm saying.
Just say work. Don't make him, sorry, I have to.
So did you follow up and see if like maybe she wanted to meet on a different day?
Well, first of all, 'cause I've told this to a lot of people. Some people are like, oh, that's valid. Love Island,
That's
whatever.
valid.
But some people are like, oh, she's obviously making up an excuse. But I'm
No.
like, no, she had the work excuse. She didn't use it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
but
she,
you should ask her out.
So then I think my reply to that was, oh, I would say let's do Tuesday, but I have to watch Love on the Spectrum. And then...
That's great.
And then she didn't answer. And I was telling people, and they're like, oh, she probably got offended by that. I'm like, no, she was funny. Like, when I met her, she was funny. Over text, she was funny. Like, I'm sure she wasn't offended, whatever. And then someone was like, maybe she's just thinking of something funny to say. And I'm like, that's probably not true either. So then I never double text, and I'm curious what your take is on double texting.
I will machine gun text.
I actually haven't
you
spoken
Even
to
girls
her
can do it.
in years. It's just a one-way.
That's how you got married.
It's fucking weird.
She just showed up. But so eventually, the day after whatever that show was, the reunion, whenever it was, I double texted. I was like, how was the reunion, whatever. And then she replied. She was like, oh, I meant to make some joke about da-da-da, whatever. What was it like being on the cast of Love on the Spectrum? I was like, that's pretty good. I like that. And then I had some generic response, and then she didn't reply to that. I was like, I can't double text twice.
That's a double text. That's a quad text.
I genuinely don't understand like the double text thing, like being against it. I don't know. I am somebody who like really does not care if I get rejected.
Okay, well, you're a woman.
Like, I would let somebody reject me twice. Like, I really don't
So
care.
she just persists. Clyde said he'll be here in like 5 minutes, so we have a bit more time.
But I'm always so in my head about seeming like a creep.
Yeah.
So that's like my
We're
number
thinking
one
it too.
fear.
Yeah, okay, that's
Don't worry, it's in our heads too. We're thinking.
yeah, and I'm never worried about being a creep.
Well, yeah,
literally
you're
never
a
think about
woman.
it, yeah.
Yeah, they don't.
Okay, I get it.
You're a good-looking woman.
Yeah, okay, but I still.
You don't have to worry about being a creep either as much because
he does.
you're.
You still do. I think any man does have, because like.
Yeah, but there's layers to it where it's like over 6 foot, you have to worry a little less. Look like that, you have to worry a little less.
Oh, fair enough. But I still think a double text is not yet in creep territory, especially if you're just like trying to meet up. Like
I would do a double text and offer a place to meet. That's what I would do.
Well, see, so here's my thing. It's like this is another reason why I hate text versus like tone in person, because I was like, if I do text her again, it would be like a kind of like a funny like, all right, last chance. Thursday night, 9 p.m. at the podcast studio where we murder people. But like, if you get my tone, you know I'm like semi-joking. I'm not like, there's no high stakes. If you say, no, I don't care, whatever. Or I do care, but like, I'm not going to be like, wow, you're really missing out, bro. But like, if you don't know my tone, you see that text, you might be like, all right, this guy's weird and bitter and like, oh, last chance, give me a break. You know what I mean?
I mean, I probably wouldn't send a last chance text just because the only reason why is because there are guys who are like that. And I have gotten those kinds of texts.
Yeah.
And you're just like, like it like instantly can kind of like just kill the vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think if this girl was talking to you and then she continued to talk to you, I don't know. She seems like she's interested.
I would send the text and then explain the joke. They love a good joke explained. You're like,
you know a joke's good when you have to explain it.
Oh, sorry, you don't get it. You're dumb.
You're just a stupid
I
lawyer.
also think it's very possible that she's a busy lawyer. So like, I think she sees text and she says she'll respond, and then she gets
busy. They're so fucking busy.
There's that, but then there's also like, I've been on the other end of this, so I can't be that mad. Where it's like, okay, you say yes to going out with someone because they're like, yeah, whatever, it'll be fun, but you're not that excited, and you're just like, whatever, and then eventually you're just like, I don't feel like answering. I don't like them that much. There could be that too, and I respect it.
It could be, yeah.
I like the idea of forcing her to say it. You know what I mean? Don't let her go.
Say it.
You're always forcing people.
Yeah, just to say stuff and have sex with me. No, but just be like, just you asking to her like, I'm not interested. You're like, yeah. Why didn't you say that earlier? Okay, no ghosting on Liam's watch. Okay, we are accountable to our words. You a lawyer,
and the court records will show. No, but I as someone, I do that too, so I can't be that mad. You know what I mean?
No, you can be a hypocrite. You don't seem mad about it, but like.
No, but I'm saying like I can't be like, wow, you better at least just tell me, because I get it. I get the not wanting to tell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what if you're right? What if she's just busy and kind of does want to?
I just think if you already had like kind of a texting rapport and you guys had a date on the books and she had, I think, a legitimate reason to cancel, then I don't know. It just seems like an easier in than like starting from scratch with somebody you haven't said, hey, by the way, I'm Liam to before.
So do you think I should have Robin type out a text?
Should we do it right now? Yeah, let's do it. Robin's writing a text. Robin is very direct. She'll say things just like, if you're interested, +1. If you're not interested, press 2.
That's it. Like, some women love if a guy's direct, and some women, I feel like, especially like the Gen Z generation, would be like, what the fuck?
Oh, well, is she Gen Z? Because I'm going to be coming at her with my elder millennial vibes.
I think she's younger millennial.
I think Robin's going to send her
what was her name
cheeseburger.
Again?
My name?
No, the girl's name.
What?
We don't know.
I'm confused.
That's what it is.
Oh, sorry. I was like, am I supposed to know this?
Don't send until...
Oh, Liam. Oh, so juicy. Okay. All right, Robin, talk us through the process so we don't get dead out.
No.
First of all, I meant to
don't read it. I'm embarrassed.
I meant to make a joke along the lines of what was filming like for that, and never did. And he ha-ha'd that. And then, but the reunion was low-key disappointing, and there are rumors of a part 2, but I haven't seen it anywhere. Yeah, they ended up not doing the part 2. And he said, LMAO, damn, that's good. If you executed that, it could have been really funny, but it wasn't because she didn't.
I didn't say that part. Robin
on
added
the
that
island,
part.
huh?
Wait, what? Repeat that.
He said, damn, they left all the heat on the island, huh? So I would just say, hey, you want to get that drink? Is that okay?
Julian, what do you think?
Well, I think you're thinking like I think you need to give a time and a place. Because she as in like something like it's make less work for her. So as in like, hey, we should get that drink. What do you think Thursday, 7 p.m. West Village, your apartment, somewhere close, and the bar at the floor of your
Yeah,
building.
you know what neighborhood she's in?
Yes.
Say the address out loud on the pod.
So like, do you know a bar?
As soon
in
as
that
she
neighborhood?
sees this is done. Yeah, we had. I picked a place in her neighborhood originally.
Okay, so like, hey,
back it up.
you want to? I don't think, or you say.
Is that
how
too
about-
presumptuous? Because I don't know if she still wants to go. Should I wait till she says yes and then say the place?
I think you just say like, hey, I would say, hey, you want to get that drink? Because I think there's already an assumption of like where it would be. Then she could
I would
say,
give a time and a place, but that's just me. But
because
You know-
she's busy, so there.
give her 4 options. So do like a business email.
No,
Be like, I got a few windows. Monday 10 to 3, Tuesday 4 to 7.
You know I'm unsuccessful because you went options. Oh yeah, business email. I went video game, multiple choice.
If you say, hey, you want to get that drink on Tuesday, then she could say, no, I'm busy Tuesday. If you just say, hey, you want to get that drink.
But what is she gonna say? Yes. Or like, yeah, when, why, you know?
Yeah.
What about Robin? You're in charge of this. You're driving
I
this.
say, hey,
Yeah,
you want
but
to get that drink?
My dumb mind goes to, oh, then I have to add press 1 to disable notifications. Like, can I say that?
No.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on. I can't just be vulnerable. I have to add some kind of dumb joke.
Because it's not even that vulnerable. You guys already had plans to get these drinks.
You want to get that
You
drink
say,
or you want to be a
hey.
bitch?
You still
I have a place on the Lower East Side, no roommates.
Just one ghost. You didn't see the ghost of the naked man, did you? I should have been
that's
like,
so funny.
I should have been like, oh my god, was the ghost there?
Oh man, that's hilarious.
I blew it. That would have been
That's-
so
all right, call her right now. That's great.
Oh my god, I should have been like, was he in the Confederate General's uniform? Oh no, he was naked this time? Oh, it must have been after midnight.
Let me guess, Australian accent. Yep.
Just that's the ghost.
I told you
Okay.
this place was haunted.
So I wrote,
And then you just flush your toilet that is haunted.
Hey, comma, you still down for that drink? Question mark.
Show Liam, let him see it. Liam's thinking about it. He's thinking.
Because what your plan is now is to never say anything to her again, which would be nothing. My plan is to say this thing, and you maybe see her again.
Yes.
And
I'm at peace with not seeing her ever again.
Okay.
so if this goes poorly, then
But then
who cares?
if I seem a little less cool to someone who I'll never see again, and that's
yeah.
important to me.
Liam, listen, either we send the text or we murder you right now. Those are your options.
Okay, can I push send?
Yeah.
Okay. It's
Just for the pod.
Wow, he has 134 unanswered text messages, and that is giving me anxiety.
They're all from her new number. Hey, when are we getting that drink?
How is that possible? Who's texting you?
It's just, there's a lot of dumb
Group
shit.
text or something?
Group text.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Group text.
I have a lot of friends as well. You look at Robin's phone, it's just my contact name and no
Yeah.
one else, just us going back.
Just
Yeah.
All right, I think Cloud will be here soon. We should do the outros. Liam, where can people see you?
You could see me hopefully on a date with Michelle. No, I'm just kidding.
Obama.
You could see me on Instagram, Liam Dalton Live, TikTok, all that stuff, MySpace, Reddit.
I love Reddit.
I'm just kidding. I don't know how to use Reddit at all.
I don't either.
All right.
Did you still doing that
I
show?
keep getting
or
banned from
When you're producing a show at the stand?
That's done. I told the producer not to mention that.
Oh, my bad.
Thank you for leaving. I told you. That was my one thing I
The
wouldn't
one
talk
thing
about.
we weren't allowed to say.
You could go through my texts with women who have rejected me, but don't mention the stand show. Stand show's done. Yeah, you can just find me online, Liam Dalton Live. Oh, I'm headlining a show for the New York Comedy Festival, November 14th at the
hell
Cobra
yeah.
Club in Bushwick.
Nice, man.
That's so amazing.
Thanks. So come to that, please. I need you.
I will come to that.
Oh,
Cobra
thanks.
Club in Bushwick?
Yes.
All right. Well, we're going to make. She'll say that, and then you'll text her, and she won't respond. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you next time.
Yes.